A crackdown on Russia's UK industry bonds in the wake up of the spy venom revelations will hit a facility and profitable web of interests. Main Secretary Theresa May has pledged measures versus Moscow if down there is no appropriate explain for the poison. But she would be enterprising versus interests how concern UK soccer, members of the Building of Lords, and precious holdings belonging by UK companies. Such holdings involve blood pressure's 20% share in Russki oil and gas gigantic Rosneft. House cost echoing, a FTSE 100 business owns a 5 of Russia's largest precious business, that is country controllable. Blood pressure's head execution Bob Dudley sits on a executive board how is presided over by Shut Putin associate Igor Sakhin. So distant, the two companies include controlled to discover a way to conduct on industry in spite sanctions regime superimposed following Russia's accession of Crimean Peninsula. Mr. Dudley frequently has to keep the chamber for executive board meetings while matters concerning individually to Mr. Sakhin occur as he is on a listing of authorized persons. If sanctions regime gets stricter, how will BP supervise and property how provides a tertiary of its world oil manufacture? So far the stockpile marketplace has not excited to use a rebate to blood pressures keeping, and source shut to the business include told they expect how any sanctions regime would goal individuals quite rather than essential overseas holdings. But if the gloves very go away, which activity would Russia get? Execution of a telecoms business in a Russki affiliate said me fair how hard Russia can do lifetime. Following the intrusion of Crimean Peninsula, Russia said the business to changing all the telephone numbers in Crimean Peninsula to offer them a Russki quite rather than Ukraine console. Fail to do so would outcome in their license to work creature hanging. The London Stockpile exchanging newly recognized a list of N+, a metals business controllable by Oleg Deripaska. The bonds go more profound. Greg, Lord, Schill, ex-Power Secretary by David Mr. Cameron, is the non-executive president of N+. Down there is anything illicit or sanctions regime busting in how, but it's serving an illustration tip of the berg of the enormous amounts of job how UK advisors, lawyers and bankers obtain of counseling Russki customers arranged there and in Russia. Messrs. Usmanov and Abramovich include undertaken a piece of the sacred sod of the Emirates, Stockpile, and Stamford Axle, Chelsea, and include managed excellently juridically there. But both of are on nice regulation in Vladimir Putin. If the way to wound Putin is to wound his friends, how far is the UK produced to go? Is it prepared to email a communication how Russki cash and industry is not great in the UK fair as Brexit looms? Following expulsion diplomatic corps, one way for the UK to answer is to goal Russki's enormous UK characteristic assets. The Penal Financial Act could be utilized to see more than deep in how the cash utilized to buy prize London characteristic was purchased. It is hardly down there will be common affection for the property agents who do their cash whipping penthouses to oligarchs, but Russki industry has been an essential reality of UK social lifetime and by the government may discover it difficult to goal any new sanctions regime exactly quite not to retain precious, legislative industry. Down there are some options, such as boycotting soccer's Planet Cup, but how lot some countries would pursue suitable. Europe is as well lot more than dependent on supplies of Russki gas rather than the UK. In Donald Trump card chasing a protective trading politics and in his hands complete in Polar Korea, Theresa May's largest testing may be the sum of world supporting she can team.